Hello everyone, Specter here, and welcome to Star Citizen. Today we are going to take a look at the MISC Odyssey. Of course, I'm not going to take you guys inside of the Odyssey, but instead I will talk about or analyze about the Odyssey. Well, as you guys know about that, or maybe not, I don't know. The MISC Odyssey is a new exploration ship that added to the game, but of course it's not really flyable yet. You can treat it as a MISC version of a Carrack, but for some reasons, when CIG made the video, they addressed the MISC Odyssey as a Carrack killer, which is not nice for many Carrack owners, as they were buying the Carrack because at that time, CIG addressed the Carrack as the best exploration ship. So for some reasons, people are not very happy about it. Yeah, especially now, it costs you like $600. But anyway, let's talk about some like data about the Odyssey. If you talk about size, well, it would be around 140 meters long, 90 meters um, width. Okay, wide. All right, and 35 meters tall. So yeah, it's larger than a Carrack. If you talk about the weapons on paper for now, it would be 3 turrets and some missiles as well. 2 turrets would be at the top of the ship, while 1 turret would be at the bottom of the ship. But according to the picture they shows, it seems like you got some blind spot at the back of the ship, or maybe slightly above the direction of your hangar. Okay, at the back of a hangar, because well, so those turrets got. The placement of the turret is kind of blocked by the structure of the ship. Well, the shields is size 4 capital class shield, better than the Carrack, which is like 2 size 3 shields. But of course, because you got some blind spot, unlike the Carrack, well, the Carrack doesn't have any blind spot on paper. So yeah, it means that the Odyssey got a stronger shield compared to Carrack, but in return, you got some blind spot which may increase your chance being shot down by something. I don't know what kind of thing is that. There is a hangar on board. You can hold a small ship like a Saber or something similar in size. You don't need to care about the height because you go through 3 floors, 3 decks. So the height, you can ignore it. Okay, there's no height limitation unlike the Carrack. If you talk about the similar size of the ship, the width and the length, then probably you can put a prospector inside. Or if you want to trade, then you can put a Hull A ship inside. Yeah, Hull A is a small cargo ship that can hold 48 SCU of cargo in the future. It's not flyable yet, by the way, but on paper, looks like that. Talk about cargo. It can hold 252 SCU of cargo, and you can load up some ground vehicles inside of it as well. Yep, and there's a medical bay as well. Tier 2 medical bed inside, as same as a Carrack, and there's a mining modules, which is unlike the Carrack though. You got the mining modules that can hold size 2 mining head. The mining head size is the same as a mole, if you want to do some comparison, plus a tractor beam like right next to that mining head. If you can mine, of course, you got some onboard refinery that can help you to refine quantanium fuel and also collect some hydrogen fuel from the gas cloud in future, which can increase your fuel capacity or endurance for your ship. The price is kind of tricky though. It costs you in Warborn. It costs you $625. It's standalone ship. Yeah, it costs you $700. Yep. Um, let's talk about my thought, okay? The price point is kind of tricky though. Yeah, so yeah, let's share about something about the Odyssey, okay? My thought about it. It's a great ship. I would say yes, every ship that they design technically should be the great ship, isn't it? Yeah, but is it a better ship compared to a Carrack? I would say not really. It depends on how you play with it. First of all, let's talk about the size. Well, in starters, then bigger doesn't mean that it's better. You got some price to pay, especially in the future. All right. Okay, I need to talk about something from now and something from the future. Okay, in the future. Now, first of all, it's hard for you to spawn your ship or land your ship because, well, if you played or you owned the Reclaimer, you might know that some places you can't really spawn your ship or land your ship, isn't it? Like, for example, Port Olisar, because your ship is too big. Of course, well, the Odyssey is not that kind of big. It's a size between the Reclaimer and the Carrack, but doesn't mean that there's no guarantee that you can land on Port Olisar or something similar in size. Okay, so it turns out it's might harder for you to find a place to land your ship or repair a ship or maybe spawn your ship. Okay, yes, you may say why you can't dock at some space station. I would say yes, you can, of course, just like the 890 jump or like the hammerhead. But one thing for sure, it seems like you cannot repair your ship while you're docking only. Yep, so it means that if you want to land as well as refuel, rearm, and repair your ship, then it will be harder. Okay, so once you're bigger, it means that you're a bigger target for the hostiles to shoot at you. Yes, you may say you got a capital size shield, why you need concern about it? Yes, of course, if you talk about the pirates with like one or two craft, of course it doesn't matter. But if you met up some pirates that is bigger in size and also like stronger in forces, your ship can't hold well. Your three turrets cannot cover like all around your ship. You got some blind spots. If the enemy knows about it, you're probably doomed. And it's very less likely you can get away from it because, well, if they can block you, it means that they like kind of jam your quantum drive, so you can't really quantum travel to somewhere else, isn't it? So unless they said that the Odyssey can fly very fast, if not, well, which is very unlikely, if not, technically your ship will be doomed one day. All right. And lastly, in the future, once the repair gameplay is added into the game, it means that if your ship is bigger, it's more expensive for you to maintain your ship and repair your ship. I didn't actually talk about that Xi'an designed elevator because for me, alien tech, you might have some limitation to do your repair. Okay, you might not. Okay, there's no guarantee, but it may subject to change after all. So I just use my imagination to talk about it. If you got some alien technology on board, probably you need to find some specific places to repair your ship instead of like everywhere. Okay, you may not be able to repair something everywhere if you talk about alien ships. So the second thing, comparing to, I mean, yeah, the size I finished already. Let's talk about the modularity. The Carrack's cargo pods can be fitted with different things in the future. Currently, even with those three pods, you can hold like 456 SC of cargo, which is better than the MISC Odyssey, isn't it? But like if you want to offload your cargo, the Carrack all they need to do is just drop off that cargo pods. Then it's finished offloading a bunch of cargo. But the Odyssey need to kind of like drop their cargo one by one. So it may take a longer period of time to unload your cargo, which is not nice. And your cargo capacity is like smaller than the Carrack itself, so it's not quite nice, right? And the Carrack itself can swap out to different kind of modules in the future. I don't know what kind of modules you can fit in here, but once, okay, just imagine, okay, if you are aiming for the mining modules on the Odyssey, it might be upset you. Once, if the carrot can fit in two things, okay, one is a mining modules, the other one is a refining modules. So are you going to choose Odyssey? I don't know. All right. It's hardly for me to say that or CIG. Okay, it's hardly for CIG to not to design something to balance the game out. And if you talk about the mining modules, when I heard about the Odyssey got some mining modules, of course I would be very excited, same as the other players or other people. But after a while later, I think, wait a minute, why they got a mining module after all? Yeah, you got something. Of course, it's based on some reasons. It's not because it's good looking. Especially, it's just like they are putting the prospector's head up beneath the bridge of the Odyssey, which is very Frankenstein-like. All right. But anyway, different kind of people got different kinds of taste. So I don't know what kind of thing. I mean, what kind of thought you got. But anyway, for me, it's just odd. So why you need to mine anyway? If you are efficient enough, you don't even need to mine, isn't it? Well, let's talk about the Carrack first. The Carrack was being chosen by the UEE for exploration, all right, missions. So if the military kind of like choosing the Carrack instead of the Odyssey, don't you think that is kind of weird? But anyway, maybe it's just like a time. It's just because that when the time they trade the Carrack, they put a story behind it, but not the Odyssey yet. All right, it may subject to change after all. But anyway, um, if you got a mining module, it means that you need to keep mining to refuel it, which is very nice, right? If you talk about the fuel, then you can self-sufficient, then it's a good thing. But here comes a scenario. How about this? You got room A and B and C. All right, 3 rooms in total. I can tell you that room C got a treasure box inside. It got a lot of valuable things inside. If you are flying with a Carrack, then you probably got a stronger scanning like capabilities because, well, once I think that if you travel around in like the Carrack, you can see some server inside, right? It seems like you've got a very strong scanning capabilities or computer capacity. I don't know how to say that, but anyway, computer processing. Um, as I I just imagine that, right? Probably the Carrack can scan something better than the Odyssey, as well. If the Carrack can scan something better than Odyssey, then of course um, the scanner may not be able to tell the Carrack that, well, room A got the treasure box, but it might be able to tell you that there's something inside of room C. Sorry, did I say? Yeah, room C, all right? So the room C got some treasure, something different from room A and B, okay? So it's increased the chance for the Carrack pilot to fly to room C directly to take a look, comparing to go to room A and B. But if you talk about the Odyssey, well, since fuel is nothing, is not a concern about it, it might get us weaker scanning capabilities. It means that you may cause the Odyssey to go to room A and B to find out nothing over there, and go to room C and finally find the treasure box. It takes time and also takes a lot of fuel, expends a lot of fuel as well in the process, while the Carrack doesn't need to do that. So if you can use the fuel efficiently enough, then why you need to refuel anyway? So that's why the Carrack doesn't have any mining modules, all right, comparing to the Odyssey. And of course, if you talk about the Odyssey, well, it's a civilian type of exploration ship compared to the Carrack, which is a military type. So basically, both of them got two kind of different gameplay. As well, the Odyssey itself is like you're living on it. You got some time, you can explore outside, and then you stay at some places and doing something else without any kind of purposes. While the Carrack got a purpose, every mission you got a destination, and after you fulfill um, your your goal, then you go back to your base or something like that. So the carrack for me is more likely to be like a mission type ship, while the Odyssey is a kind of living type of ship. Okay, it's like for you to relax, enjoy, or other thing else. Of course, well, people may say, well, I don't care about the exploration. I just care about the mining. Here comes the thing. Well, the Odyssey costs you $625, and well, yeah, if you talk about the price point first, all right, it costs you $625 in Warborn and $700 for a standalone ship. It's quite expensive. And if you just want to use the Odyssey for mining, why don't you got the Orion? The RSI Orion, it costs you 500 something, less than $600, which is cheaper, and you got more capacity for mining ores, right? Okay, so the second thing is mining. They didn't tell you that you can only mine Quantanium, of course, and I don't think CIG would be fool enough to kind of like design a new mining head for the Odyssey. All right, they probably just put the stat of the mall and then put it back to the Odyssey, and then like changing something else, like how you move your arm or something like that. But I I don't think that they would change um, the capabilities of the mining head to mine something else. All right, or maybe they may not be able. I mean, they may not to change. All right, may not be to change the things that can be mined by the mining head. You can still mine everything you wanted, but they may put a limitation on the things that you can refine. You may be able to refine the quantanium only, and the other things you can just put it aside, okay, as a raw ore, okay. Yeah, just like when you finish mining with a prospector, then you got some raw things inside, right? So you can sell it directly, of course, or you can go to a specific refinery to refine it. So before that state, yeah, those ores probably you can keep it, but all the things that you can refine would be the quantaniums only. So yeah, it means that you may still be able to, but just imagine one thing. If you use Odyssey to mine, right, then the first is bigger than other ships like the Prospector, the Mole. It's harder for you to maneuver like between the rocks. So you may have a harder time to mine. That's why they got a traffic beam to let you have an easier time to mine. And secondly, well, imagine you are outside to explore, right? Uh, So it means that there will be less likely for you to find a refinery that is close enough for you to refine your ores or sell your ores. So why you need to carry those ores with you when you're traveling to explore the first? That's not very meaningful, isn't it? And as I said, you can do it with the Orion, and the Orion can probably refine everything you got. So yeah, that would be not a very ideal way for you to find Odyssey and use Odyssey for mining anyway. Yeah. So technically, if you talk about whether I will really buy the Odyssey with real cash, I would say I will wait. All right. I'm not saying that you shouldn't buy it. You can buy whatever you want, as this is a concept ship after all. If you really don't like the Carrack, you think the Odyssey is better, you can buy the Odyssey. But one thing to remind you guys, all right, if you look at the picture and when the Citizen Con, all right, they give you a picture, right? The Odyssey is one of those exploration ships that they talk about. There are two more exploration ships. If you are like trying to buy the Odyssey because the CIG said that it's a character killer, then you better be careful because, well, once maybe the other two exploration ship, maybe okay, just maybe the Drake or maybe I don't know, Aegis. I don't know. It looks like these two kind of ships. Okay. You can feel free to leave a comment down below what kind of ship they looks like. Okay. If you if they got those two ships out of the game, and they might change the way they say it. Maybe they would say, "Oh no, this is a carrot killer and the other is a killer." Are you going to spend more money on it? Yeah. So the reason why the CIG would put like $625 as a war bond for the Odyssey is because, well, they got more features for the Odyssey, of course. And when people look at the features, they may think that the Carrack is like at the downside, so they may want to upgrade it. And since you got $25 between the Odyssey and the Carrack, right? So it means that the Carrack owner right now they can spend like what $25 more to get Odyssey instead of the Carrack. So generally speaking, it means that more people will pay real cash to CIG, right? So that is just the way they sell a ship, okay? So you guys just remind that don't rush, okay? Uh, if you can see, like I would try to wait until they release everything, okay? You can buy whatever you want. Of course, you can't buy anything um like above $750. Um, I mean, you cannot CCU to get there. Okay, all you can do is use real cash to buy all of it. But I mean, you can one day once the game is released, you can still get your ship with in-game credits. So there's no need for you to rush. All right, to spend more money on the new ships, especially you got two more exploration ship in the future. So yeah, that's what's my thought about the Odyssey. It's a great ship indeed, and I mean the the way the CIG addressed it is a kind of like a feeling that I might want to use the Odyssey to fly around the first, but still, you guys, I mean, I will not buy the Odyssey yet. I think I will own it, but I will not buy it yet. Not until like everything is settled. At least I will wait until those two exploration should come out first, and to see which one is my favorite. Right. So I would say if you really like a Carrack, don't be upset because well, different kind of features of the Odyssey suggest that the Odyssey got some downside as well, but no one talk about it only. And yet, I know that people may start to say, yeah, when they are not really in here, I mean, yeah, they may just cut the video already. All right. So, yes, I didn't say about one thing because I'm not so sure. The Carrack got some drones, right? And the Odyssey, they didn't actually tell you that you got some drone station in on board. So that is one kind of thing that the Odyssey is not um, I mean, the Odyssey cannot match with the Carrack, but it may subject to change in the future. Thus, according to the website, there's a lot of places is unknown to us that they didn't even want to address it. So it's harder for me to say the Odyssey must not have any kind of drones. All right, they might have it, but I don't know. All right, so yep. So basically, that's it for today's video about how I analyzed the MISC Odyssey. And if you think that um, this video is kind of helpful, feel free to leave a like. And if you think that I missed out something, or maybe you have other thoughts about the Odyssey or Carrack, I don't know, all right? Or maybe you have some suggestions that how I can make the videos better, then feel free to leave a comment down below, all right? So that's it for today's video about the MISC Odyssey, and I shall see you guys next time then. Bye bye.